Hello, friends. Good evening. So, after a long time, I'm just coming back with a new video. It's about the Aruba switches. So, Aruba, we've been working with Aruba for a long time. That's mostly on the wireless related technologies, wireless APs, wireless controllers, you know, wireless routers, wireless concentrators. They are quite famous with the Aruba actually. And they've got a tie-up with that kind of like some arrangements has been made. HP has taken over that, you know. So it's a HP related Aruba. HPE something is there. Some other solutions also coming up from the HP based on the Aruba products or something. So we are going to talk about something on an Aruba Ethernet switches. I'm not going to talk about anything on the wireless side. Wireless is so vast. They have got some new technologies as well in the wireless. That's a Wi-Fi 6 also can be implemented on that. You know, that gives them tremendous speed and all like that. We've been working with the 802.3, sorry, 802.11 and AEG, something like that we've been working on. So currently the technology has come up like 802.11.AX, I guess. It is a Wi-Fi 6, it is coming up. So it's been already been there in the market. So they are supporting all these things on this Aruba products, and Aruba has got some very good switches as well. Ethernet switches I'm talking about. Ethernet means I'm mostly working on a data center environment, as well as like spine and leaf architectures, and as well as in the normal on-premises network also used to work on it. So we have some switches which are coming from Aruba, and mostly it'll be look like an HP only. But anyway, it's Aruba. Something has been written on that. So those switches also we are going to discuss it today, like because it's having some good market trend which has been coming up. It's very much competitive to the Cisco switches, Arista switches. I should take that name. Arista switches and HP switches and Aruba switches. Nowadays it has been Aruba switches. It's been called. So we talk about the Aruba today. So they have got some wide range of switches, like from the like small business circuits, medium business, data centers, and service providers level also. I can just say because we have some MPLS routers which are running on our phone. So many variety of the market they try to capture that. So what now we are going to see that mostly like that. I would like to give you some introductions about that Aruba because currently I just see some kind of the videos on the YouTube doesn't contain much of the informations and technologies and the features which has been you know implemented on the Aruba. They are not talking about. So I thought I can make some small video on this one. So choosing the right Ethernet switch. Aruba. First of all, we just need to know that Aruba. We've seen that anyway. Like it's a wireless guys and some other people like that. Let me go to the next. Who's Aruba? Leading provider of the secure mobility, and it's in somewhere in HQ is Sunnyvale, California. 2K staff. This is actually around 5-6 years back. You know, the slide maybe. I took it from the site. Industry's most secure WLAN since 2002. They have been working on. The company has been there, and 20K plus customers. You know, leader in the Gartner MQ for 9 years. $700 million in annual revenue and other things. So we just seen something on the HP plus Aruba has been made up on this. So this is the tie-up which they have it, and they started producing some other switches as well. So they have access and aggregation switches, campus core, and the data center switches. We'll start from the lower end, then we'll go until to the higher end of these things. Access and aggregation switches securely connect users with the Wi-Fi 6 access points. This was I was talking about. Power the IoT devices and find the range of performance, port counts, and modular flexibility to support all our deployments, all your deployments, you can say. Campus core and data center switches reduce risk, improve the efficiency, and ensure the networks are always available with the cutting edge hardware, cloud native operating systems, and intuitive management tools, something like that. So everything should be the cloud native. Nowadays, we just need to work with that cloud and all. So the integration to the cloud should be so easier so that everybody is going for the cloud native things and all nowadays. All the data center switches are nowadays, it's been completely can come and mapped under the spine and leaf architecture on the SD-WAN. So that they call it as like more of cloud related and cloud native. So we should not be having any problems in building and leaf architecture, spine architecture with this Aruba switches and all. So may not be compatible. This access and aggregation just may not be compatible with your the things, but we have campus core and the data center switches are very much compatible with this, SD-WAN and other data center switches as well. Okay, so this access switches for the enterprise, we are having the CX switching. That is a latest one which they have come up with. That CX is the latest technology which they have. Smarter, more secure edges closer than you think. Get what you need to connect to the Wi-Fi 6. They're talking about always Wi-Fi 6 only. And their models are like this is a 6 CX1000, CS6000, 6100, 6200, 6300, 6400. These are all like access layer switches you can call. Access layer means the people who are the end users who are directly connecting to the network. That is nothing but an access layer. Here the routing is been there. Layer 2 and layer 3 switches starts from 6200 on this. And how many ports, link speeds and other things are there here, you can just see. Gigabit switch ports and other form factors and other things you can see that. So this 6300 is coming up in the core aggregation and access. You can put it in anywhere. 6400 also like that. So they have the capability of layer 3. They have the capability of layer 3 and other things. So this is about access and like the switches you can see. Then we will see something on the data center. This is again the comparison goes on. VSF stacking and the virtualization VSX. VSX I will be discussing something on the coming up slides on this. They have some other kind of softwares as well. They built it on VSX. They built and network compatibility, network programmability. Something has been there, and they have got some SD-WAN integrations in as well. SASE integrations has also been there. So we will see something on the coming up slides on that. So this is the comparisons about the model numbers which we'll go for. Okay, so you can go through in the brochures itself. Then we'll talk about the campus core and data center switches. So these models are I just taken only the very like one or two models only. There are very heavy models are there. So CX 10,000 series, sorry, 100,000. It's a 10,000. Sorry, 10,000 series. CX 8400 series and CX 8360 series. These are all we have the modular and we can insert the modules and other things, LAN cards and other things. We can insert it on this. So this is about the high performance. Aruba, simple and powerful and secure. Everyone speaks about like this. Simplicity at its best. Flexible management modes. Connect more IoT devices. IoT means it's like Internet of Things. They've been using all other electronic devices also to the network, so that is called an IoT devices, cameras, IP cameras and other things. Peace of mind scales with your business. We've got you covered. Means like warranty and other things they're talking about. So every other provider will be giving their own plus points and all. So the same you can go with this. And this is the very lower end. I can just say where the end users are connecting to the 1430, 1830, 1930, and 1960 switches and all. So it's got some 8 ports, 24 ports, like SFP uplinks, fiber uplinks, unmanaged, managed switches. We still have some unmanaged switches also. So there you can put it in the leaf architecture somewhere. But we should just think that whether it is possible for us to pull it under the Fabric extender or something like that. That is the main thing. But better we can go with that CX series on the 10,000 and 8,000 series. We don't have any problems as such. Okay. On the Aruba switches. So we have some tabular column has been mentioned over here. You can just go through that. You know, it's a when you are going for a designing solution or something, you just need to go through every other aspects of it because we just need to build it with the money. That is a main important thing is about nothing but a budget. So once the budget has been there properly, then you can go and choose any switches on this. But this is a quite good, and I see there is no much troubles which is coming up with the Aruba. I don't see anything on this. There's some of the network which has been running on Aruba, so I'm seeing it from my like practical scenario perspective. CX switching. This is most likely we would like to understand this CX switching. How do they do? Because it is in a higher end. I work in a higher end, so all the data centers are coming up with that. Nexus is always there. Okay, I'm not denying that. Cisco Nexus is everywhere. They have got some very good integrations with that Cisco voice and other things. We can IP phones and all. We can connect to that. And of course, that has been supporting the SD-WAN architectures and the Viptela. We can build it with that and centralized management and many other things. So here, Aruba has got the same kind of the environment they can fit in. Arista has been already there. It is a very good competitor for the Cisco in the market. Arista like that. Aruba also we can think of. Modern cloud native portfolio spanning from the edge access to the data center. So means like from anywhere to anywhere, from 0.02 until the AWS cloud. I can just say. Features built for enterprise networks, carrier class, high availability. Okay. Automated configurations, built-in monitoring and diagnostics, dynamic segmentations, one-touch deployment. I don't know what is it, one-touch deployment. Okay, programmability. One-touch deployment means it's like an instance on something they are coming up with it. Some maybe it's a sales perspective, they may be speaking something. We might have to do some lot of configurations as well. So these are all much important things. Carrier class, automated configurations means we can do some network automation as well. Like dynamic segmentations. This comes in like here it is. Like pen is gone. Okay. Dynamic segmentations, built-in monitoring and diagnostics. We have some other slides which is coming up with the monitoring stuff. Network analysis engine something is there. So they have got some kind of variety of solutions as well as they try to build it up with like one-stop solution. You don't need to look for any kind of monitoring stuff with another company or something. So they have their own product, and from wide range of like the products they have from access core distributions and the cloud native things and data center things and everything they have. So this is about the CX switching. CX is much more important. We need to understand this. And portfolio is a purpose built to meet these challenges, satisfying the most demanding use cases from the access layer to the core and to the data center. Single OS for the simplicity. Anyway, everything is running on Linux only, so we don't have any problems as such. Consistent operator experience, simplified network design, unified management from the edge to the access to the data centers, unified management, cloud-based on-premises management with intuitive workflows and unified views of the devices, and clients for powerful network visibility, analytics and control, intelligent automation, smoothly, safely, quickly coordinate provisioning and changes using the smart automation to validate and deploy error-free configurations and reduce manual tasks. Anyway, we are going to run it with the Python or like Ansible only. So we have the APIs mentioned over here, the modules we just need to plug in and everything need to be configured on the Ansible master. That we will do that. Anyway, they are coming up with a good like support features for that. Faster troubleshooting, real-time network-wide visibility via distributed embedded analytics to help prevent, detect, and fix issues before operations and users are impacted. Always on performance, AOS-CX, that is their operating system, delivering the high availability during the live upgrades for the best user experience possible. This is nothing but a VFX, VSX. It's not VFX. That is coming in out of like animation industry. Sorry, VSX they call this dynamic segmentation, unified role-based access and policy enforcement across the wired, wireless, and WAN networks of all sizes. So they have all this CX. I am very much impressed with the CX advantage of this one. So I thought I can make some video based on this. Okay, next benefits of like the data center, modern data center. You can say modern data center networks architecturally simple and extensively automated can provide a range of compelling benefits. Simplify the speed of IT provisioning to accelerate application and service delivery. Modern data center network should be providing the agile, flexible foundation and cloud-like operational simplicity, which yields a faster application and service delivery. Achieve the faster time into revenue and better support for the business outcomes. Transforming from the cost center to the key means of achieving the business outcomes. Increase operational efficiency of IT ops and the net ops. Net ops we talked about, yeah. Anyway, as the network facilitates greater flexibility, agility, and resilience, it also enables increased operational efficiencies, irrespective of whether it is managed by IT ops or net ops personnel. Implement considering the management process across the data centers. This is how the modern data center should be looking like. These are all the things which we look for that for where the CX switches will be perfectly fit into that environment. Improve alignment between the developer needs and DevOps processes. Modern data center network also will be capable of seamlessly aligning the developer needs and the DevOps processes as well as addressing the concerns of the meeting the requirements of application owners and DevOps teams. DevOps, Kubernetes, like we cannot go away from this one, so we cannot, get away with that. So we just need to understand that how things are working on this on the club Kubernetes cluster environments, how we map all the servers under the leaf or spine or something. So these are all modern data centers, like advantages. We just looking for a benefits on this. What are things which we get that by the modern data center? Modern data center is nothing but what it should be on DevOps supporting that, NetOps supporting that, ITOps supporting that, CapEx and APEX should be removed, means like it should be in the reduced rates or something like that. So it should be more of like wherever the data center is going to be there, we just need to make it like mapping all these things all across the globe over the service provider network using the MPLS or other lease line connections or something. So that is modern data centers are coming up with all the like the equipments which are there. We just need to go for an upgradations on this. We cannot run it with that normal old Catalyst 6000 and all will not work. We require something on SD-WAN compatibility so that I can pull it up all these things and I can configure all these things in one shot by just running a one script or something from the Ansible platform. Okay. Aruba CX series. What are the switches on the CX? We just seen some CX switching, some of the model numbers. CX series switches which running on AOS-CX operating system, which need to be designed on AIO ops, AA ops. In addition, CX series switches provide a VXLAN overlays. VXLAN, we need to discuss that. With integrated routing and bridging, IRB, and Ethernet VPN, EVPN, provide a distributed analytics with the Aruba network engine. This was I was talking. 8360 series fixed switches come in various and port densities and include 10/25 GBE and 40/100 GBE. See that 100 gigabits per second has been become a industry standard for the network. Means the data center. I'm telling. The line includes the data center class switch with 12 ports, which is well suited for the organizations and environments that have high performance requirements but don't need switch with the higher port densities, which is often in the case of distributed and edge data centers and other things. So we have 8360, which supports until 100 gig, and it has got some around 12 ports only. We don't require it. Otherwise, we will go for some distribution and we will pull it up from that. That's possible. 8360 complements other switch series of CX portfolio, including 8325 for a TOR, that is nothing but a leaf, and aggregation spine deployments with 100 gig is the maximum, and Aruba CX 8400 for the modular data center core applications. and Aruba 63M out of the band management and other things. So we have CX series, like mostly three models we see in 8360 and 8325 and 8400. Three models we can go for the data center networking with SD-WAN compatibility. VXLAN can be created, EVPNs can be done, network analysis engine has been there. So they are going to provide around 100 gig for the speed post, the speed of the port or something. So we have all of these things. Comparisons and all, we cannot do that. We can make that Cisco Nexus with Arista and Aruba comparisons we can make, but this is only I'm talking about Aruba networks. Fabric Composer. This is one of the good some other things, like they come up with that simplify and accelerate the data center networking. This is about the management kind of a software like that. And it's not only the management, we are going to configure all these things on this. Means we will be having kind of a GUI environment, which where we can pull it up all the CX series switches on this. Then we can connect all these things through that, and we can monitor, we can manage, and we can configure, we can push the configuration, we can pull the configurations and other things. These are all there. It's an intelligent API-driven, software-driven orchestration solution. Orchestration is nothing but like a Kubernetes, you can just say. It's like an orchestrator. Simplifies and accelerates the network provisioning, security management, day-to-day operations across rack scale compute and the storage infrastructure. Its ability to orchestrate the discrete set of switches as a single networking fabric to the simplified operations and troubleshooting. Infrastructure and application aware solution automates various configuration and lifecycle events. This is what very important. It also provides unified network and security management for the Aruba CX 100,000 or what? Yeah, 100,000 platform. This provides automated switch with and network configurations, uh, which also unifying the security policy and distributed firewalls across the entire switching fabric. It's not 100,000; it is only 10K. 10,000. Okay. It simplifies the fabric management across multi-site data center locations. Multi-fabric orchestration capability is enabled via automating the VXLAN configurations at the data center border networks, border switches, and global fabric management synchronization across geography dispersed data center solutions. So beautifully is written. These words are very important. You see that. Simplifying the fabric management. We are talking about a LAN fabric and the campus fabric something. So fabric management across a multi-site data center solutions. Locations means it's like maybe in one in Singapore, one in Bangalore, one in London, another one is in somewhere else in China, somewhere you can say. The multi-fabric orchestration capability is enabled via automating the VXLAN configurations at data center border switches and global fabric management synchronization across geography dispersed data center locations. So these are possible with this kind of solution which we have, Fabric Composer we have. So how does it work? We will be seeing certain slides. Network visualization we can see. Visualize the leaf and spine CX switches. We can map it off. You see that we are just mapping all these things. Maybe these guys are the spine and these are all these coming up, and you just have the projection of this. When you just hover the mouse, you'll be able to see what is the configuration of the particular switch, the leaf switch, and we'll have some graphical representations of it. Maybe the slide is very small, so I cannot show you many other things, but still it's a wonderful like an orchestration software which we can build in all this. It's a license, yeah, we need to buy the license for this anyway. Then we can pull up all the Aruba switches only. It is also important. So it's a leaf and spine switches, multi-site fabric visualization. You can see this. This is multi-site. Maybe in one in London somewhere. I can just say this is in Bangalore somewhere. Like. So we have the connectivity which has been already established through the MPLS connections or something. We can monitor both of them. Like it's like a network management. It's not only the network management software, like an SNMP or something. It's doing more than that because it can pull the configuration, it can push the configuration, it can orchestrate everything, and it can find out the problems which are happening on that. So this is about VX multi. This is visualizing the leaf and spine switches VXLAN multi-site fabric visualization. These all we can do this. So this is one of the software which they have. Simplify and accelerate the data center networking on this. So the next one we will be seeing the Fabric Composer. Sorry, Fabric Composer. So I guess I jumped it to the beautiful to other I guess other slides as well. Like now, first we will be seeing the dashboard view. Includes the information such as the fabric, switches, hosts, VMs, and security. See every other information will have. Workflow automations and a gated setup. Point and click the GUI streamlines and automates away complexity. Network and switch visualizations. You see this. Hosts, MAC, neighbors, switch inventory, health status, everything we are getting there. API level integration with the various environments. See, including HPE, Aruba, VMware, vSphere, ESX, NSX, and Nutanix. This many integrations which we can do that. May not be Cisco, Nexus, or any other branded switches or something, but they are, if they are from the same family like the VMware, vSphere, and other things, they are integrating all these things. We can able to see the virtual machines on this. So why do we require virtual machines over here for, like Fabric Composer or something? Because virtual machines are the one which we are running with that. Ultimately, we are talking about the virtual machines. So they will be connected to the data centers and other things. So we require to create some fabric for them to get connected to that. So data centers are made up of only the VMs. So we require this switch inventory. This all network visualization has been here. We say that dashboard view is showing all these things. Switches, hosts, VMs, and other things. Network visualization we can do. Workflow automations we can do. API level integration. What are the API level integrations which we can make on this? We can see this. So this is nothing but a dashboard. From this dashboard, we will go to that each and every other section of it. One other section is that network and visualization on this network and switch visualization. Another one is like a multi-site fabric visualization. So this we can see on this. This is more of completely on a GUI that people will enjoy. Maybe like you can get into that switches and you can see the configurations also on a CLI. Then let's talk about something on a network analytics engine. Accelerated troubleshooting and a root cause analysis. Anyway, we are just picking up the logs. Definitely, we'll go through some of the log servers, syslog servers. We'll pick up all the logs and we'll be start troubleshooting all these things by seeing the time and date when it has been the event occurred or something like that. So those things are getting little bit of easiness with this. Network operators now require better visibility and swiftly address the issues of they are occurring. To meet this need, Aruba has developed a network analytics engine, which is part of AOS-CX network operating system. Means CX switches can be mapped into this. NAE provides a built-in framework for the monitoring and troubleshooting networks. Automatically interrogates and analyzes the network events to provide unprecedented visibility into outages and anomalies. Using these insights, IT can detect the problems in real time and analyze the trends to predict or even avoid future security and performance issues. See, because we are all going for more of an automation stuff nowadays. It's not only just configuring the switches and leaving it. By the L1 guys will be going monitoring all these things. No, but every day the configurations are changes. New YAML files being implemented on that. So which network has been part of our management, which is going out of the network, which has been what all the VMs are getting mapped on this. So it's a very pretty complex nowadays. It's been become because there is actually we are not seeing any border as such like that. Either it is an on-premises or a data center or like or maybe it's a cloud provider or something. So we just need to have a solutions so that it can map all the the devices which are wherever it is being mapped on that, wherever it is being placed on that. So we require a centralized solution for to monitor and troubleshoot other things. There we will have some this network analytics engine, faster, complete visibility, and MTTR, mean time to report, something like that. Notifications will be very faster. Wired assurance. Aruba Central Unified Management provides visibility and enhanced troubleshooting with the switch monitoring alerts using the NAE IT services. Third-party tools like such as ServiceNow, Slack, we can integrate this. NAE can be integrated with the ServiceNow and Slack. Means NAE will report to the ServiceNow. ServiceNow will cut the ticket. Like that, we can go with the Slack also. And come continued innovation, access to an always growing library on Aruba certificate. That is not a problem. It's a like sales perspective they're talking about. Anyway, key benefits are like a faster, complete, and visibility. Mostly for a CX switches, we can use this because CX switches are they are cloud native and other operations as well. So we require very faster because one kind of a switch, one port has been giving a problem in the sense there may be so many other data center will be mapped on the particular port or something. So we'll have immediate damage may be done. So need to detect very faster. So we can go with this analytics engine. So how does it been working like? So this is the collects the advanced network analytics natively on the switch. So this is network analysis engine, REST API through that we are talking. This is the configuration status and this is the time series data like this. Aruba NA provides relevant historical data correlated with the configuration changes, automated service impact, and root cause analysis. Intelligent monitoring agents is always on. Complete telemetry for all system information from the neighboring infrastructure, notifications and automatic diagnostics. So many things they're talking, but whether it is working or not, we just need to check that. But still, we are using the older one. So because it's been running with the REST API on the NAE agents on this, so we will be having some faster, you know, fast detection of the problems and it coming up on a data center level like that we can find. Next, this is how it's been working. Web UI and REST API through that the updates are coming in, or we can able to see that AOS-CX REST API, NA agents are installed on this. Safe to run. Now this is a network analytics engine. Configuration place, comprehensive monitoring capabilities, time series recording capability. So this is the network analysis engine which does all these things. Through that, we will be getting all the information on this and we'll go for like safe to run on this one. So it's been integrated with that AOS-CX. So we will get some very quick information about what went wrong or something. And NA components are there. NA runs within AX-CX operating system and a supported CX switches, 6200 series and above. Monitors a switch configuration using agents that pull the data from the two key databases. It's available within the operating system itself. You don't require any extra thing or something. Configuration and the state database provides the NA agents with the full access to the configuration protocol state and network statistics, and fully exposed through the REST APIs. Like IP accounting, normally you can just say that, but it is something more advanced. Time series database contains the relevant historical data correlated to the configuration changes. Sorry. This provides operators with the ability to capture, archive, and quickly access the state of network surrounding and the network event. Web UI allows the network teams to view and configure the NAE agents, scripts, and alerts. So we can even script it out when you would like to pinpoint certain event, pinpoint certain troubleshooting steps or something like that. We can write our own alerts. We can write our own scripts on this. That's why it's called as cloud native. Cloud native in the sense we just require some Linux has to be running on the background so that we can pull up all the data using the Ansible or a Python scripts or something. So we can start troubleshooting all these things. So they have come up with a web UI and the APIs, especially for this one. So we can have the direct login to that instead of just login to the CLI and running sensor and commands on AOS-CX operating system, which is giving the commands or something. Better we can go for API configurations by using the script, and we can pull up all the configuration because it has been already been there. You see that it's been already integrated inside the AOS-CX. The analytics engine is running inside the switch itself. So through this, we will be able to pull or push the information which we are looking for. Web UI and the REST API, NA agents, these two databases which are going to have some kind of information on this. Then you can ask me like whether it's not going to put a load on the switch or something, but they are quite rugged. They have some good CPU, good amount of CPU, good amount of memory, because this is like a rack mountable switches. It doesn't come under the virtual machine or something like that. It is a rack mountable switches which has got its own kind of chassis. So we don't need to worry about that, about the things which are running inside itself, like network analytics. It has to do the all the normal work like switching and the VM mapping and the cloud, like cluster mappings and other things it has to do. Right? That itself is a bigger, maybe like the CPU may be hiking around 40-50% or something. Then again, it goes for kind of 50% will be taken by this network analytics engine. So practically speaking, that they should be properly like designed this particular platform to have all these things to run simultaneously on the same switch. So that's what I think. Okay. Maybe. Okay, then network as a service, like we are coming into like network as a service. We are giving like infrastructure as a service, database as a service, like cloud as a service, infrastructure as a service. That is nothing but a virtual service creating on the cloud and other things. So network is also as a service. Previously, the service providers used to provide with the MPLS network or something. Now we are talking about the network as a service in a different perspective. Introduction, flexibility, no longer just a competitive advantage, modern network, invaluable design asset, strategic asset. The hot topic that is here to stay, education gap, the bigger barrier to the NAAS, that is nothing but network as a service. Research methodology, what all the things are there? Flexibility, no longer just a competitive advantage, means what we are looking for as a network as a service by using the Aruba CX switches or what is it? Cisco Nexus series, Arista switches, data center switches. When an enterprise flexibility was nice to have, when flexi work options were a perk, agile business models and operations helped the drive competitive advantage. Just see, following report based on the 1500 IT leaders across the Asia Pacific region, including Japan, provides a snapshot of how companies across multiple sectors are navigating this challenge. Why the network as a service may well be the consumption of the model of the choice. Why the people has to go for a network as a service? Why do they need to, like why they can't build their own network inside on their own premises? Again, it comes under the budget and cost and like and the maintenance cost, support staff, many things which are coming up. And a strategic asset, this is like certain things which I picked up from the Aruba site. Although leaders believed that the competitors, their companies, top network strength are data analytics and flow, network security. And 80% of the leaders rated their company's ability to scale up to the network quickly, alignment between the network and business needs. That is what. We cannot just, like implement the solution from the network perspective because we require a heavy infrastructure need to be built up. If you would like to have the company need to get implemented on the sense, and we require some around 100 switches for that. 100 switches need to be get cable. We require a solution. We require a space location for that. So many advantages, so many like challenges which we see when we are going for like network as a service or something. So we look for a like network as a service. Like if anyone is giving that service to me, means if I require certain kind of this many nodes need to get connected, this many servers are there, this many virtual machines need to get mapped, this many data centers I need to get a connection. So they will provide this all this as a service. So most valuable strategic asset. So was closely like a network security, updating the network and network expansions, access to the technology. These are all the percentage level that people are looking for. And like leaders are one of the top 4 drivers of the network investment. Access to new technology was named like 71% of the IT leaders. This is like some of the statistical report why we have to go for a network as a service or something instead of creating our own network on our own data centers or data on premises or something. So hot pick is that this is particularly true that Australia, where the number rose to almost 3 in 5, 58% of the 2 or the 5 companies where it has been discussed that business very frequently, means like going for a network as a service. Total companies, and Australia is at 58%, Japan is in 66%. NAS discussions, people are happening. In India, people are doing the 34%. South Korea, it's 24%. Singapore, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and everything you can see that. People are talking about this because they would like to go for a network as a service because they would like to reduce the costs, managements, and the liability. which the technology is getting outdated after 3 months or 6 months or something, even in the year or something. Then what to do with those equipments? So that's why they are talking about all these things. And the leaders in Australia appear to have the highest level of understanding. 72% of all the respondents say that they fully understand the NAS. What is the NAS? NAS is nothing but network as a service. So one challenge is that we need to reduce the cost for the data centers and like automations and other things. We don't want to put an equipment on a physically on our own data centers or maybe on the on-premises or something. We have to go for that. That concepts are quite clear out. But how many leaders knows about that NAS is existing, and how many engineers are very much trained with that? NAS means network as a service. Means they would like to know the scripting. They should know the Linux. They should know the automated softwares. They should know that how to troubleshoot the new challenged environment, which has been going across the data centers and and it has been crossing across the clouds as well. Like so, how much they are prepared for to have this NAAS. And this is some of the slides like NAS accelerators, impact of the COVID, reevaluate the network infrastructure and dive shorter plan cyclings. One of the three organizations are looking for that. Benefits of NAS. Top perceived benefits of adopting the NAS offering. Ability to centrally, cohesively manage multiple network domains, data center, enterprise campus, and WAN. Enhanced security. There is NAS deployments leverage the latest and most secure network infrastructure. New network projects. Number one, trigger globally deploy the NAS as a new technology such as 100 GB Ethernet, Wi-Fi 6, SD-WAN, and 5G. 5G is already there in India. Maybe like the next month they are starting on that, I guess. NAS ushers the flexibility for the CapEx and APEX financing. Top considerations for the new network projects, including integrations with the existing network infrastructure and integrated security features. So it's not only just going for NAS. NAS need to be properly secured as well. Like network as a service means it's all the data going across the networks, going across the internet, and it reaching the multiple data centers, and it is reaching the cloud also. Like how much is my data is getting secured? That is also important point. Top NAS vendor and deployment preferences. Top influencer for deploying NAS: IT infrastructure provider, cloud service provider, CFO and finance team. A and ML software support. We need to go for. Okay. The last one I would like to discuss is that high availability from campus to the data center. How we are going to campus in the sense we can talk about our on-premises network connectivity to the data center connections by using the VSX technology which has been given by Aruba on the CX switches. So no downtime and other things are there. High availability refers to system and component that is continuously operational for extended period of time. For organizations today, this translates to 24/7 uptime with no disruption to the network or access or performance. Planning for high availability of the campus data center switches involves most complex tasks for addressing the backup, failover processing. This includes copying and accessing the real-time network state, including routing and forwarding tables. Aruba VSX with benefits. What are the benefits? High availability design with live upgrades and no downtime. Built-in for redundancy across the campus and data center networks. Continuous configuration synchronization with the AOS-CX. Flexible active-active networks designs using the L2 and L3. Operational simplicity for configuration and troubleshooting. This much benefits of the VSX. We're talking about a VSX. It's nothing but like that we have the MLAG and other things are the Ether channel connectivities with the port channel connections are there. But they have come across with LACP, more than LACP and PAGP, we are doing a lot of things over here. That is what. Next. VSX supported in the Aruba 8000 series switches. HA and redundancy are delivered by enabling the VSX on 2 switches. Each switch then maintains its independent control plane. You see that? Independent control plane. Yet stays synchronized with the other important informations of MAC and ARP databases. Independent control plane is they are not leaving the message. Okay. This enables the redundant and root-free technology that does not require the STP. We don't require a spanning tree. VSX is also compatible with the multi-spanning tree protocol MSTP and RPVST, that is Rapid Pavilion Spanning Tree Protocol, offers a flexible design options for the organizations using the traditional spanning tree. This highly available pair of switches leverages active-active packet forwarding. Active-active packet forwarding can utilize a popular distributed routing protocols such as OSPF and BGP to provide the industry-leading HA in both layer 2 and layer 3 network designs. So we have everything. Backward compatibility is also been there. Means you will be having the MSTP and RPVST, Rapid PVST support is there. You don't require STP anyway, but we still have this, like compatibility has been there. And as well as it will be supporting that OSPF and BGP has been supported. Layer 2, layer 3 designs will not get interrupted at all. Active solutions we can have. And they have some kind of an independent control plane of each to both the switches. And still we have the MAC and ARP databases are not, messed up or something. And the loop-free technology doesn't require the spanning tree as well. Okay. So this is about the VSX. We'll see some diagrams on this. So this is like an ISL inter-switch link, which we can go with that. VSX has been implemented on this. In the virtual stacking, what actually been done in the virtual stacking? Management, control, routing, Ethernet links, these are all shared between the JC1 and the JC2. What Aruba VSX is doing it's a separate, that's what I was talking about. Control plane is completely separate, but still they have some Ethernet links and share the network. This is the difference between them. So we are enjoying the different control plane on each switch, but still we have the active, like active standby failovers, and VSX has been implemented on that. It makes sense for us. Then how the deployment can be made. These two switches are implemented with the VSX, and here we have another VSX is running. Right, VSX is running on this. So multiple ways of deployment which we can do. So this is maybe like an access switch, we can take it. So this is for your normal server and laptops. This is for the Wi-Fi, like AP access points, IP phones. The same set of switches we can have, same set of devices which are connected on this. So we can have the multiple deployments as well. So we talk about MLAG and other things which are there in the Arista, another thing. And we do that. There is a virtual port channel. It's been called as in the Nexus series switches. They call it as here like a VSX. They are called it as like. So they are having this kind of setup. And design options on a VSX high availability, dual control plane architecture, that is very important. Enables a better resiliency during the failover of VSX nodes by providing the L3 peer equal cost multipath, ECMP is possible. Pseudo single management plane helps keep key configuration settings of the VSX peers in sync. Operational changes are made. Merged view of VSX control and data path, difference view of some of the data path and tables and other thing. You can see active layer 2, active layer 3, unicast and multicast. VSX nodes runs independent instances of OSPF, BGP and PIM routing protocols, guaranteeing ECMP routing on upstream peers. Okay, VSX lag, that's what they're talking about. VSX lag links and VSX unified data path and VSX active forwarding so that the first switch receiving a packet forwards it to the destination. Active, when it goes in an active status. DHCP redundancy is also been there. This is about the VSX high availability. Both aggregation switches can be configured as a DHCP forwarders. Primary device plays an active role in relaying the DHCP request between the clients and the DHCP server, while other is in a standby mode. When the primary device goes down, the secondary one takes over. And all the updates automatically synchronize back to the primary when it becomes the online. Even though in auto active, one guy is going to be doing all the DHCP relays. So very intelligent. So we have dual control plane architecture, pseudo single management plane, active layer 2, active layer 3, DHCP redundancy, native active-active default gateway without the completely what is that complexity of the procedures like that. The protocols of the VRRP. If one of the devices fail, the other will simply take over and forward all traffic. It takes all the traffic, everything, DSCP, L2, L3, control plane, management plane, VXLANs, EVPNs, ECMP, everything it does. So this is about the VSX compatibility with the configurations on the Aruba. Okay. Let me just go back. So one other good technology on this one. This is high availability from the campus to the data centers we see in VSX. Then we have seen something on a network as a service on this, right? And we have talked about something on the network analytics engine, which has been inside the CX switches itself, which does all the troubleshooting for us. We can even put the queries and we can get the answers for that because we have web UI and the APIs can be configured for to become as an NA agents. For that, we will be getting all these informations. And we have Fabric Composer is Composer for API driven, which is like an orchestration software, which can map all your Aruba switches, Fabric switches, hosts, VMs, and security. It does that, and it finds out the host MAC neighbors and switch inventory and health status, and it can also be integrated with the VMware, vSphere, ESX, NFX, and the Nutanix. Right. Then we seen normal things about the normal campus data centers and the edge things and enterprise things and aggregation switches and other things. So it's overall like the introduction to the Aruba switches on wired. I talk about only the wired thing because Aruba is always talk about Aruba means they will say, okay, access points, wireless things, Wi-Fi. No, they have got some kind of wired network as well. So it's been implemented in the networks nowadays. Data center markets, I seen some Aruba is coming up in somewhere and somewhere. Arista has been already been there. Nexus is there. So that's all from my side today. Okay, you can talk to me about any data center related queries. If you look for any kind of Nexus trainings or Arista trainings, even Aruba also, I'm constructing all these things nowadays. You can talk to me on this number and you can WhatsApp me to me. And you can send an email about that, whatever the queries which you have, I can answer that if I have the time. And you can watch this video on the YouTube on this channel like Ramnath Kesaf. You can just click on this link, it will directly take you to that, the link. You can watch that and you can ping me on Skype also if anyone wants to talk. And moreover, I would like to show you some of the things which I try to do it on the, I have done it on the GNS3. Okay. In the GNS3, I have the two Aruba switches, Aruba OS-CX, nothing but that. So this Aruba, which I have, like the OS, which I downloaded from the Aruba site, you require that kind of a reseller or a support login, something you require that. Credentials, you just need to get it from your particular department people, maybe like a manager may be giving you. And you can download certain like the virtual machine of some of things, like we can integrate that in the VMware itself. We can do that, but I try to show it to you on this, GNS3 on this. Very much easily to integrate this. Let me show you the configuration of this Aruba switch. It's a name I just given on this new one like that. What is the problem is that each Aruba switch, when we try to make it up on the GNS3, requires a 4 GB of memory and the 2 CPU. If you reduce any one of this, you try to run it with the 2 GB, it will not work. If you try to run it with the virtual CPU, 1 CPU, it will not work. That is a problem. And so this is a very important thing, like 4 GB and 2 CPUs required. And this is the VMDK file which I have that. Some of the version, I'll show you that. What is the version of this? You don't find any much difference on this one. Maybe like bugs may be fixed on the latest versions. I'm running on 10 something Aruba OS-CX. I'll show you that. These are all not required. Network, it has got some 8 adapters on that. By default, it has been taking that. And advanced, there is just nothing. You don't need to touch anything on this. Only thing, you just need to make it sure that 2 CPU you are giving it and 4 GB per Aruba OS switch, you just give that. Okay, let me start at least one switch here. Let me see whether it is starting. Then I will go back to the console of this. It's coming up. Sys Linux. Again, it's running with the Linux only. No worries. So you can get into the shell prompt as well. Like you can get into the shell and you can run that. What is the OS which has been running on that Linux? Linux commands can be run on that. It's possible. For automating purpose, it is very much required. Just need to know about the Linux part of it. So I'd like to get a dump or something other, you can easily get the things. It's booting. It may take up some time because and it will be showing some of the and most likely, luckily, sorry, it's more of look like a Cisco commands only. You can run the show IP interface brief, show show interface brief, show running config, show startup config, config terminal, host name, and they configure the interfaces like that. So it's coming up. Aruba CX. Aruba CX. This is the one. Let me log into that admin. I will say I given a password as an admin only. First time you just need to set the password. There is no password as such for this. It's admin only the username, no password. And you'll have to set the password again. It'll ask the password to get set up. So admin only I kept it. So it's easy for me to remember that. Show system will show me the informations about this switch. It's a virtual 10.04.001. There is a 10.10 is the latest one. We don't require that much of a higher, like the OS version and all. It's not required because we are just going to see some configurational things and other things. VSX, maybe we'll see load balancing things. We'll try to see that. MPLS VPN will try to build it. And SD-WAN will be creating on this campus. Like the fabrics will be creating on this, EVPNs and other things. VXLAN, we can do that all. So vendor is an Aruba. And the product name is something like CXOA, chassis serial number, MAC address, CX version. This is what 10.04.001, time, UTC, and other things on there. Show version. Yeah, this is also running. Show version is also running. You see that? It's a copyrighted is saying that HP Enterprise. Okay, they bought it, I guess. Okay, anyway. Build ID is this and the build like that. Show interface brief will do that. So you'll be seeing all the interfaces. 8 are there. 1/1/1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only 6 is showing. Anyway, 6 is showing, and 1 will be like your management interface. Something is coming. We don't touch the management and all. And if you like to see the running configuration, you can just say show running config. Tabs also working. I already configured something on this. The router OSPF another thing. We can configure that. It's possible. Show IP route and show IP OSPF neighbors because the other router is not ready. And LSDB. This is a new command. If you just give the question mark, you'll find out. So you would like to see that database of this. We'll say database in the Cisco. Show IP OSPF database. Will say here. We'll say LSDB. LSDB. That's fine. 111 is nothing but the link state ID. Advertising router is 1111. Age is 110. The time it's counting on this. Okay. So this is all. Then show startup config. You can see. It will show that. Show running config. We already seen that. Show IP interface brief. You can see. It will show the IP addresses of this. I just give the question mark. It will show all the commands on this as usual, like this Cisco. List, printing the command list. Erase the device configurations. Ping, you go for a ping for other guy. Show commands, you can have some show. This many show command, show tech, show system, like show SSH. Let me try. So SSH, what is it saying? Server. It's not enabled. Okay, anyway, we can just see that show version is possible. Show VSX. Is it? Show VSX status. It's not configured. You can just see that. VSX is not configured, it's saying. We can configure that. No. Active forwarding, brief, config consistency, configurations, MAC address table, statistics, everything we can see there. And the show command, you can just see the spanning trees, policy. It's more of an L3 switch only. So we will be seeing all the switch related things also. Aruba Central, we can configure that banner, we can configure checkpoint. We can go back to that particular type of configuration, time of configurations for that. So checkpoint information we can see. It's all like a more of Nexus based only. Like we can go back to any time and we can switch back to the events. Show events. Let me see. So this much of an events happened as soon as it has been started on this. Saying Aruba network is not reachable. Yeah, of course, I'm running it in my local environment, so there is no internet connectivity for this. Anyway, so this is about the show IP interface brief. And let me start this guy. Because 4 plus 4, 8 GB. My system is only 16 GB. Anyway, it will run. Yeah, the second one is getting started. This is the first guy. Take some time. Like AGRP is not supported anyway because it is not a Cisco. OSPF, BGP we can configure. ISIS we can configure that. And as usual, all the data center technologies, EVPN, ECMP, VXLANs, VSX technology. That is nothing but our, VLAG, MLAG, we say normally, ERRP. Those things we can configure. Start shell means it will come up. PWD. It will show the home and admin. Go to the root directory. Then just check that. Who am I? It will show admin. I logged in as an admin. Who? Admin is in the like that. So you can see date. These are all Linux commands normally. Say cal. So this is today is October 14th, 22, something like that. Showing cat etc OS release. Yeah, this we can see that. OS release means it is a what is the operating system. It's in the etc directory. We can get that. Normally we get it in the Linux commands like OS release means it will show either it is Red Hat Linux or Ubuntu Linux or something. Now it is showing that Aruba OS version is 10.4 and pretty name is something like that. Home URL is arubanetworks.com and blah blah things like. If you want to come out of it, you can just say exit. Let's go to the second switch. Yeah, it's ready. Admin. Guess it is not configured. Okay, admin. Enter. Enter. No password as such. I'll set up the password now. Okay, one failed attempt. Oh, there is no password. Config terminal. Host name. Switch to. I'll make it. It takes some time. Interface 1/1/1. IP address 10.2.1.1/24. You can give directly /24. You don't need to say the 255.255 and all not required. Interface F112. IP address 172.16.1.2 maybe. Yeah. No shutdown. No shutdown. Like that. Then I'll just say end. Same name. Cisco. Now the name is changed. You see that switch to like right mem we need to do to save the configurations. Okay. So show IP interface brief. I can just say very simple command. 172.16.1.2. Here let me see show IP interface brief. 1.1. Okay. Let me configure the OSPF on this. Router OSPF 2 and the router ID will be 2.2.2.2 area 0. A little bit of difference in this. Then we'll have to apply this all the configurations on the interfaces itself. IP OSPF 2 area 0. Second interface 0 and print. Sorry, right man. Happen to the Cisco. So now it's running on this. So now we can check that show IP route. I will show that. It's trying 10.1.1.1. It's coming from the other side. 10.2.1.1 is the local. So I can just ping them here 10.1.1.1. It's okay. It's okay. Show IP OSPF neighbor. It's trying 1.1.1 is a neighbor. Here it just says show IP OSPF neighbor. Showing 2.2.2 as a neighbor. So everything is ready. Now I can configure this PCs as well. Let me start this guy. Start and start. Console. And, sorry. PC1. PC1, let me configure the IPS 10.1.1.2/24 gateway 10.1.1.1 like this. Then let me configure the PC2 IP 10.2.1.2/24 gateway 10. Start. So now the PC is also configured. So I can just say show IP 10.2.1.1. Let me ping. It's pinging. Let me ping the 10.1.1.1. It's working. I'll ping the PC 10.2. It's working. So I'll just check this guy's IP. Ping 10.1.1.1. It's okay. 10.2.1.1. Okay. 10.2.1.2. It's okay. Means like OSPF is running on this backend switches. Okay, so show IP OSPF LSDB, you can see. Got hanged. OSPF LSDB, showing advertising routers 2 and 1, all these things. So this is about the very small, simple things which I did that. Okay, but we can do a lot of other things as well. Like VSX, we can configure VXLAN, we can configure EVPN, configure ECMP. We can configure everything because these switches are made for that purpose only. It's like a data center switches. So I do one thing. Let me stop all these guys. Otherwise, my memory will be eaten. Okay. So this is about the things which I discussed today about the Aruba. Aruba is not only for the wireless; it's for the wired Ethernet switches also. Okay. So as usual, please come back to me if you have any queries on this. You can send me a mail. You can ping me on WhatsApp, and you can watch my channel on this YouTube section / Ramnath Keshav. You can introduce my channel to your friends, colleagues, and relatives as well. Okay. Thanks for watching this. Please put a comment on if you would like to have any more queries. Queries regarding the data center. I did many other videos as well, like, just watch that. Next is I used to take some sessions on, like data center networks as well. So you can contact me on these numbers. Thanks for watching. Okay, bye.